We've done 3 episodes comparing the self-leveling to the non-self-leveling versions of the 120R loader. We've done weight capacity tests. We've also tried to show it in real-world conditions, both with forks and moving some dirt. And it's brought up several other questions, and I'm trying to figure out how to answer those questions. I finally decided the best way was to invite my friend Dave over with a second 1025R, and thought maybe we could illustrate some of the differences in dump range, curl range, by having these 2 tractors side by side. Let's get started. Right now, both of our buckets are sitting on the ground, fully curled, in the float position. So that's as low as they go in the full curled position. Obviously, we could dump them further, but we just thought we would show that as a base here. Now, we are going to try to lift our loaders up at the same time, keeping them in the full curled position, so that you can see how the non-self-leveling loader continues to rotate backwards as it's lifted, whereas the self-leveling stays in essentially the same position. There may be just a little bit of rotation, but it's not much. Here we go. Now at this point, Dave, you've got a huge pile of rocks on your hood.
Oh no!
And at this point, I've dropped a bunch of rocks off the front of my bucket. So neither of us are in perfect position right now, we would both admit, right?
Right.
But the thing is, you would have, as you were lifting your bucket, once you got to a certain height, you would have naturally begun to dump it a little bit to have kept it from...
Right, to keep it in that level position.
Yeah.
But I'd have to manually do that.
You'd have to manually do that, and that's a big safety issue. If you happen to forget that and you dump something off on you, let's say it's a big log you've got on the front of there, and it rolls down off the hood and rolls right into your lap.
Could do some damage.
It could spoil your day.
Yes.
That's one of the reasons that they made self-leveling loaders, was to avoid that much. But as we were raising this, what I saw is that your curl, as it came back up, would make a nice way to hold bucket of dirt and be able to shake it such that it stays in the bucket.
Yeah.
So I think that's the curl disadvantage that we're talking about with this loader. How close are we to hitting each other, Christy?
They looked kind of close there at one point.
Yeah, I wasn't sure. I thought she would tell us if we were going to have a collision.
Yeah, you missed by like initially.
That much?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it looked like about ½ an inch on the one side.
Okay, here we go. Back up just like we were doing before. Test your curl to make sure you're still curled. Okay, here we go.
It is pretty darn close.
If anything, it looks to me like the self-leveling has a little more dump at full height.
Possibly. What does the camera see back here?
But it's about the same.
Yeah. Looks really close.
Let's go down with this because we're going to see a major change as we go down.
Yeah.
Right. By the time you get down, your bucket will be all the way under and mine will look just like this.
Won't change.
Now we're in the fully dumped position. And right at the top, mine was dumped more. But then as I started to lower, it popped forward. I should hold it. I got to make sure. Oh, I got to learn how mine works. We got to go back up. I got to learn how mine works. My bucket has a little bit of a bind right here at full height. If I continue to try to dump it a little bit further, it brings the whole loader down. It brings the boom down just a little bit. So it doesn't feel like it's, you know, gives you full range there. So as I lower it to try to compare with the non-self-leveling that Dave's got, I'm going to have to continue to try to dump it further and further because I think as it goes lower, it's allowing me to dump it further. So let's try again, Dave. Okay.
Hard to tell from here. It looks like yours dumped farther. But on the back is straight up on both of them, isn't it?
I believe I have dumped further. But I'm
just, yeah, slightly. No?
There
again back here, I don't see, yeah, back here kind of, they look even.
Okay.
Up there, we're standing next to them, you're getting the perspective of whichever side you're on.
These are the same bucket, same part number on the back side of the bucket. They're both the 53-inch bucket. Well, the difference is that one of them still has all the green paint on it and one of them has the bottom scraped off of it. But
been used.
So the final dump angle here doesn't look a lot different between the two.
It doesn't.
But I will tell you, and I probably should let you try this tractor, it is not comfortable to try to keep it at that dump angle. Tell you what.
Really?
You try it. Raise it all the way up and
bring it back.
Yeah. When you start to raise it up, go ahead and flatten your bucket. You know, curl your bucket back some. And okay.
So that's where it tries to push it down when you go down with it. There it's actually leveling out.
Dump it more. Dump it more.
That is a much different feel.
As you lower the boom, you can continue to extend those cylinders further and further.
Yeah.
And that's not the case with the non-self-leveling loader. They're fully extended now and they'll be fully extended when they get to the ground.
Yeah. That's a behavior you would have to get used to. And
okay. I'm thinking that the viewers may still be having trouble visualizing some of this, so I think maybe we ought to try the tractors side by side and go from there. Okay, here we go.
Okay. Ready?
Keep our booms at the same height. Now set your bucket level. Make the bottom of your bucket level. A little more, that's good. It seems to have about 2 to 3 inches more height. That's what I tested when I was running on the same tractor.
Yeah.
Now I want to show the curl level when we're about 18 inches off the ground, between a foot and 18 inches off the ground. That's where I do the shake on my bucket. You've heard me call it that.
Uh-huh, yeah. Right about there?
The edges are about the same, but I think boy, this is hard to illustrate. You're curled all the way.
Yeah.
Maybe we need to be a little higher yet to illustrate it. I do probably raise it up and then I lower it back down. That shows what I'm talking about. When I get a bucket full of loose material, I raise it up to about this height, and then I do I go back and forth like that and shake it, and that gets all the loose rock to fall off of here and off of the sides.
And rest and other parts to fall in.
The reason I do that is because I don't, if I'm going to take rocks out across someone's yard, I don't want to be dribbling.
You're right.
While I go. And you lose that ability. But at the full extreme, we didn't see that, did we?
No.
Next thing is bucket level, boom all the way down. Do we have our front wheels lifted off the ground? Okay, so we had a viewer that thought that the self-leveling loader might not dig as deep, and so what we're doing to kind of test that is we've got our buckets level here, and we've both put the boom all the way down. Dave, kick your front axle. Do you think I believe yours is a little bit higher. Yeah.
I can get a whole foot under it, which probably is not a safe thing to do.
Yeah, probably not, but yeah, I believe what we are seeing is that the boom with a level bucket, the boom does go down lower on the non-self-leveling.
Yes.
Non-engineering scientific guess here, maybe an inch or 2 inches maybe?
A little bit more travel before each tire hits the ground.
Maybe an inch or 2.
Yeah.
Non-scientific here, but just an observation. Folks, I think that kind of covers the questions that I heard on our 3 episodes with the 125, with the 120R self-leveling loader. Maybe I should call it the 125R.
Maybe.
I got 1025R on my mind, I guess. Dave, I appreciate you coming out. It's got colder while we've been here. You look like you're cold.
It's getting a little chilly. I'm going to have to put my sweatshirt on to continue.
I hope you guys have enjoyed this. If you still have questions, we'll keep this 120R loader for a little longer. Trying to work through all the similarities and differences, and just to help answer viewer questions. Thank you for coming, Dave.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you next time on Tractor Time with Tim.